Hello everyone and welcome to episode 12 of Judgment here on the PlayStation 4. And if you are watching this at some point in the future, it might seem like you have simply rolled from one episode to the next, but in real time, it's been the better part of a week, something like 5 days since the last time that we were able to do a stream, and that is because you may remember that I mentioned in passing that there was a tropical storm working its way up the coast and that it might slightly disrupt our stream schedule. We weren't really expecting there to be a 4 to 5 day power outage, but we are back, and as I recall, hot on the trail of a wig, a toupee that has fallen off, and we are going to see if we can catch it. That was easier than expected. Oh, maybe not. Hey, take that air.
And stay down.
Apparently, Yagami needs a snack. I underestimated the degree to which we do not have health. It's Tokunaga's son's hat. Wait! Okay. I really could have just picked it up if you didn't scream, wait. Oh!
Excuse me.
Hey, you okay, man? I think I sprained my ankle. Oh, Yagami-san, don't worry about me. Get my hat, please. Not again. Gone with the gust.
Wait a sec.
We've never done a chase in this area, at least not that I remember. So what's the jump button, do we think? Triangle? Oh, it's circle. I don't know where it went.
Wait a sec.
I do like that the tracker, look over there on the left-hand side, is hat question mark. All right, let me just... Okay, I don't know how to get past those cones when they're sort of lying all over the place. Okay, nope, just keep going.
Wait a sec.
Oh my gosh, Patikin, hello, and thank you for the welcome back, and I hope that you have had a wonderful week. Sorry for missing all the streams, but elementary school student says, what the hell is this? Uh-oh. That's my hat. Give it back. Oh, yeah? Yagami, go kick his butt.
What?
Hello to Azaric. Yes, back with electricity. I hope you had a fantastic week, and I saw the well wishes on Twitter. Thank you so much. It was a long 5 days. Okay, so, sorry, Tokunaga is asking for help. I guess I better chase him down. Is this gonna be like Shenmue, where we get to beat the hell out of very young kids? Oh, new chase.
Wait a sec.
Little punk. Man, this kid can book it. Here's a fun fact. I actually had somebody jump over me that way once. Probably not with the flip, but I don't know how to not hit those.
Wait a sec.
Man, that kid really wants that hat. All right. Try to... Yeah, like right there. What are you supposed to do?
Wait a sec.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of fun stories about having the power outage, except that one day... Oh, hold on.
Gotcha.
Kung Fu fight him. You're pretty fast, mister. Yeah, I am. Now give it back. Finders keepers, man.
What?
You little brat, you give it back unless you want me to hunt you to the ends of the earth. He's gonna fall again. Holy crap! Did he at least leave the wig? Kids will be kids, huh, Yagami-san? I'll let this little incident just fly away on the breeze. The goddess of the sun won't smile down on me if I let life's trivial matters bother me, right? And here comes a complete personality shift. Have you ever considered finding a way to make sure it doesn't blow away, though? Pish posh, Yagami-san. The lady of the north wind is a fickle sort, you know. And who am I to try to predict the whimsy of such a woman? Ha 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 ha. Right. Yagami-san, here, why don't you take this? It's an amount of yen, thanks. What's that? Oh, I do believe the breeze is whispering my name. I feel the muses on the wind. Perhaps I shall compose a poem to accompany this delightful little ditty. We shall meet again. Ha ha! He's more like a typhoon than a breeze. So, we might get interrupted here, but one day, the day before the storm breezed through, and by breezed through, I mean blew over every tree onto every power line in a 20-mile radius, there was a... What is this? Permanent of the Dragon's Palace. That's the guy who gives us... Like, we can sell him, SP for stuff. I need a snack. One day before the storm came through, we had received a set of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons books because I think that I mentioned I was considering trying to get my... trying to play a DM session for my nephew. So, fortunately, I had plenty to read during the outage, but got a little bit dicey after sundown. Hey, how's that entree coming along? Well, you see, What happened? You know that new dish we've been working on? Well, I went and lost the dang recipe. Huh? Wait, really? Did you at least save a picture on your smartphone? I'm afraid not. The rule is that our recipes are always handwritten, so no one can copy our menu. That's not... No, the smartphones can... And I assume no one else in the restaurant had memorized it? If they did, I wouldn't be here retracing my steps, only to realize I'm a complete idiot. Oh, stupid, stupid, stupid. Sorry for the outburst, but seriously, I'm stumped. Of course it had to happen during a one-man shift. You mean it's only you on the floor? Yes, that's why I can't go out and look for it. Oh, what should I do? It's supposed to be a top-secret recipe. Damn, hope no one else finds it. Yagami-san? What do you think, Yagami? What do you think he's going to ask you? Could you maybe do me a favor and find it for me? Huh? What? That's unprecedented. Pretty please? I can't leave the store unattended, you see. I'll repay you somehow, probably with the entree itself. Oh, all right. Yes, you're the best. So, where should I start looking? Okay, the route I took to work today began on Tenkachi Street. I walked all the way to the end, and I took a right. And after that, then I stopped for a bit at M-Side Cafe, bought coffee, chatted a bit, then I went down to Theater Avenue. Once I passed the batting center, I was pretty much a stone's throw away from here. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere on that route. Got it. Then I'll let you know once I find it. Can you give me your contact ID? Okay, will do. I'll text you my commuting route as well. Well, kinda wanted to get a snack, but you know what? We're gonna get into a fight, so... Let's see, what haven't we had? We've actually had everything here. So we've tried everything on the menu. I'm in the mood for an extra large beef bowl and some beer, for sure. Maybe some coleslaw salad to, finish the meal.
Good stuff.
There was a real significant difference to this power outage compared to the last one that we encountered in 2012. That time we were out without power for 9 days. It might have been 11. Frankly, they all started to blur together after a while. And the difference there is that happened in late October, and it was very, very cold at night. That was a wholly different experience. Okay, so So I'm looking on the map to see where it started. I remember he mentioned, like, Tenkaichi Street, which is here. You know what? We'll probably... He said that he walked to the end, and then he took a right. So I assume that's here, but let's go there, and then we'll work our way up and down the street, and maybe Yagami will have something to say about it. Yeah, I hope everybody had a... Yagami-san, the route I took today was... ... I started walking all the way down Tenkaichi Street, and at the end I made a right. Then I stopped at M-Side Cafe, batting average, yep, got it. Just had that conversation. Yeah, so that was a solid week of not being able to watch so many friends here on Twitch. More Than Amiya, Patikin, Tashir Games, Azaric, Temptress Telia. Is it Tila or Telia? I feel like it's spelled Telia. Hold on, we're gonna have a fight with these folks.
Out of the way.
Oh! That woke me up. Whoops.
Really, guys?
Okay, so we are at Tenkaichi Street. Tenkaichi Street? I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this. And I assume that he took that right, but let's actually walk the entire street, because maybe Yagami at some point will say, this is probably where he started his walk. I should look carefully along the journey. Oh, wait, there it is. And then it'll start like a chase sequence or something.
This again? And stay down.
I've just assumed there's a real, what's it called? Not tactic, but technique to palming somebody in the chest. Because I feel like if I tried it, I would simply break all my fingers. No matter how hard I tried to strike with the base of the palm, I don't think it would work out. Okay, so here's my messages. Who was it? Nope. Nope. Oh, we should see if there's anything in the refrigerator. Okay, here it is. Okay, all the way down Tenkaichi Street. At the end, I made a right. Then I stopped at M-Side Cafe. So let me just double check where M-Side Cafe. If we go down to the end and then we make a right, M-Side Cafe is, I think, right there. Okay, so let's set that as our route. Now, specifically what Yagami is looking for here, I assume he's going to call it out, because this game is not really into the scavenger hunt of it all, but we will find out. Also, we missed over the last 5 days something that we both usually enjoy watching is Big Brother 22 kicked off. I don't know how Big Brother 22 is going to run if they... You know, if professional baseball and so many other things have made that attempt to reopen and they think that they are being really smart, really clever about it. Oh, I was wondering, Kodomo.
Not a wise choice.
Whoa!
Yagami-san!
What is this?
Really, guys?
All right. If anybody asks, has Yagami ever killed a man with hot sauce? The answer is yes, he did, and it was just then. Yeah, Big Brother 22 has kicked off. So far, 0 cases of COVID-19 in the house. We'll see how that goes. In other news, it is an all-star season, and the cast was, at least allegedly, kept completely under wraps until the night of the premiere, when they did a live premiere. And I had so much fun with the live premiere because it was so broken in so many ways. What's this? Is this the recipe? Could this be the top secret recipe? Well, it's something. It's stamped red. I'll be happy to have it back. He'll be happy to have it back, no doubt. I should drop this off at Akushimaru. Akaushimaru? Not really sure. But let's stop in and have a chat with our old friend Mami. Okay, what haven't we tried? We've tried everything at this point. No, we have not had a club sandwich. Well, club is doing okay. And some original bread. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. That's exactly how many lives we need.
It's the spot. Back to it.
Yeah, it was, hold on, I don't think I need to talk to her anymore. She just says, I really stare at you. Got it. I'm gonna just check in with Mammy? I'm not sure exactly how this person's name is pronounced, but she doesn't have anything new to say at the time. So we'll be on our way. And I think he only wants to talk about who I can direct to his friend at the maid club.
Yagami-san.
Nope. We already ran through everybody that Yagami knows. But it was really, really heartwarming to finally be able to reconnect after multiple days and to see some of the nice messages that people had put on Twitter. I'd asked Mia to put something up for us on Twitter because we were having a lot of difficulty with internet connectivity. It wasn't just the power outage, like the cell phone towers were messed up. We couldn't get coverage, especially not here at home, so it was highly disruptive, and indeed, it may continue to be disruptive. I'm just going to pick a fight with these large men.
This again.
No, just hit him.
You done already?
Oh, no! I had the perfect opportunity to do a counterattack, and I totally flubbed it. That's embarrassing. Whoa, what happened? Wait, no, why? Wait. Okay, that was a really cool counter to that throw, but why did I get dusted? Well, in any event. Okay, so we found the missing recipe, and I think the guy that wanted it was up here. I think he was. Let's head up there. Mostly what was really on my mind. So here's a couple positive things. Work stayed live, and you may not think like, okay, so you had to go to work even though you had no power at home. Well, work was an opportunity to say, recharge our cell phones, recharge our laptop, even though we didn't have internet connectivity. It was nice to be able to play something offline here and there. So it was nice to have that available. What's back here? Oh, hold on. We found a screw. And a... Oh, do I dare? Hold on. Let's turn in the secret recipe, and then we will dive into the sewer. I bet it's a fast travel to the doctor. Found it. Here you go. Oh, thank goodness. You came through right in the nick of time. Hooray. Careful not to lose it again now.
Hi.
I won't. At least, I hope not. Anyway, I need to get this to my part-timer and start cooking right away. Get ready to enter a world of deliciousness, Yagami-san. Oh, I've been ready. Okay, well, actually, in terms of ready, well, we could go for a little something.
いらっしゃいませ。
I don't know if we're gonna go for the new entree, but we could probably go for a beer. It is disappointing to me. Oh, wait. No, so you can't have more than one beer in a sitting. It's one of each thing. So this appears to be the new thing. You know what? I've got the cash. We're just going to have it, even though it's more health than we need, because I want to make sure that we've tried everything on the menu.
Good stuff. Back to it.
I would have had nothing but beers if they
あ
allowed
りが
it.
とうございました。
Thank you very much. All right. And that's how we feel about the pork and beef combo. Let me just check what this is. Who do we suppose this is? Oh, just a random guy. All right. I've pretty much made friends with these folks. Oh, but we can get his mortal wound healed if we wanted to. How much does this cost? I need a checkup. 20,000 yen. No thanks. As Yagami gets more health problems, more mortal wounds, then we will get a checkup. Because I have to assume that it remains 20 grand. Master frame... Oh, for the... You know what? Let's get that Master Turbo. Oh, wait. No. That is SP. I do not want to spend SP on those things. Okay, no thanks. Cancel. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. It would be nice if it marked that other entrance on the map. I kind of doubt that it's going to. Actually, come to think of it, I'm not even sure it's marked this entrance on the map. Okay, let's see. I would like to maybe stop by Yagami Detective Agency, which is here. I want to see if there's anything in the fridge, and I want to see if there's any side quests on the board. Then again, I'm sure that he's going to be headed back to back to his home base pretty soon. Let's see. Not worried about these guys. Oh,
His choice.
oh wait, why he didn't do his super palm thrust?
And stay down.
That's what they call the Gordon Freeman. Oh gosh, speaking of things in games, we frequently do a shout out for twitch.tv/JVMcMaster here. He's a great streamer and I highly recommend him. Reasons include one of the clips that he just put up. I believe it's called It's a Bloodbath or something like that. It's just peak McMaster. It's one of the moments of his stream that I really enjoy. So if you're not in the habit of checking out McMaster's streams, then please at least check out his clips. He actually just posted it to Twitter, and I was highly entertained because it was from a stream that I was not able to watch.
I'm just getting started.
Boom!
guys?
Oh, Mia, thank you very much for the for doing the shout out. Also, hello to Chivalry. It's sad that the rubber road cone does the same damage as a crowbar. Well, I contest that it is a rubber road cone. I think that they are made out of concrete, based on how heavily they hit. And Patikin saying, whoops. That's what I get for checking chat. Sorry to whoever owned that car. It's a Yagami prints on it now. Whoops. And I'm going the wrong way. All right, so let's stop in at the detect. Oh, right, we can't. It's under police lockdown because of the whole dead body being found there. Well, guess we'll head up this way. So I think we are now at the point where next opportunity I get, I'm going to look up what to do about Cat Guy. He wants us to find a calico cat. Yagami has photographed many cats. I don't know where he wants me to look. So those are some thugs there on the right. If I can get away from them, I'll just keep on going on my way. Don't need to pick absolutely every fight in the game. Sometimes it's okay to just let the game continue. But yeah, that first day after the power went out. So the power actually went out. The intent for that day, it was a Monday, I think, wasn't it? And the intent was to do a stream that day. But ahead of that, I wanted to do a workout and then do my daily quest in Heroes of the Storm. So I was like, okay, we'll have plenty of time to stream after that. Wind kicked up. The amount of power lines that were down in the area, it would really be difficult to overstate. It was multiple trees, some of them cracked completely in half and just down on the power lines, pinning them down to the ground. It was an intense project, I'm sure, to try to get people back up and running. And the local electrical company doesn't do real good communication, but at least they got it done. So very happy for that. I really should have checked the log so we could remember exactly why we're here.
Sugira.
Kaito-san told me you'd be here. Don't forget about me next time, yeah?
I wish you'd fucking forget about me. Is there a reason your little gang needs to keep meeting up here?
It's so nice of you to let us use your store, Higashi-san. Especially when you're clearly so opposed to the idea.
Don't talk down to Yakuza, kid.
It's okay, Higashi-san. I think we all know you're nicer than you let on.
What the hell?
Damn, and you're braver than you look, Hoshino-kun. You got the skills to back it up?
Just a third-degree black belt.
Huh?
Not that I've ever had to use it.
Well, I'll call this meeting to order.
Sure, I'll do the honors. Masamichi Shintani of the Genda Law Office has been murdered. Given that his eyes were gouged out, it's likely the mole was responsible. And I'll need all of your help to track him down.
The ADDC, huh? Weird time for that to come up again.
Again? It's come up before?
We can talk about that later. What's important now is Shintani called them before he was killed.
I don't get it. What's the connection between Shintani and the ADDC? Also, hello to He Who Dies. I hope you've had a great week. Sorry we haven't been able to watch as many streams as we would have liked.
I think I remember them being in the news a lot last year. Something about a new drug that could win a Nobel Prize.
Yeah, here it is.
The ADDC's research into AD9 has now been published in one of the world's leading scientific magazines, leading to the gathering of reporters from both Japan and abroad that we have here today.
It's a brand new dementia drug. They call it AD9. This was right after Director Keto from the ADDC published his paper on it. They're still undergoing clinical trials on larger animals, but apparently every single mouse they've given it to has made a full recovery. The man giving the presentation here is Dr. Ryusuke Keto, a world leader in neurophysiology and the primary researcher on AD9.
He's the one who showed me around the center when I was looking into Okubo's case. Guess he's been the director for a while now.
From what I can tell, the Ministry of Health is increasing the ADDC's budget to hasten the development of AD9. They're even adding another building to the center. It's a huge project.
Damn good deal they've got.
I'm still not getting it, though. Why Shintani go and call them?
That's what we're about to find out. And there's only one way to do that.
Come on! Can't just take a man's phone.
First off, we'll need to figure out who Shintani was calling.
Yeah, but how are we gonna do that over the phone?
I suppose that all depends on your acting skills, Detective Yagami.
I just have to figure out who he called and why.
ADDC, front desk speaking.
Hi there, ma'am. This is...
No one's suspicious. Hold on, we might be... Okay, here's the thing. They know him as a lawyer. He just said that he got walked around there during the Okubo case, so...
This is Takayuki Yagami. I'm a lawyer from the Genda Law Office.
Hello there, Yagami-san.
I'm calling about a lawyer named Shintani who I believe contacted you yesterday. I was wondering if you could connect me with whoever he spoke to.
Do you know the extension you wish to reach?
Sorry, I don't.
Why don't you just tell me what the call was about, and I'll connect you to the proper department.
Oh, it was,
Here's the thing. This is something that they know he might be calling about. Is there any reason to choose anything else? They're famous for a dementia drug. I guess that's why Shintani might have been calling? Because why else would he have been? Oh boy. This feels like it would set off a lot of alarm bells. I'm calling out the murders in Kamurocho. This is something they'd be eager to talk about, but would he have been calling about that? And this, the more I think about it, doesn't make any sense. It is the reason that Yagami might call. I'm gonna go with the murders. Ugh, I'm not sure about this, but we'll give it a shot.
It was about the murders in Kamurocho.
Excuse me, sir? I'm not sure where to connect you for that.
Right. Never mind then. Sorry.
I think I really boned that.
No way this happens over the phone. It'll be faster to just head over there myself.
You think that's gonna work?
Not sure, but I know the director, remember? Worst case scenario, I come back empty-handed.
I'll come with you, Yagami-san.
Okay, me and Nagashi will go check out what's going on with the Matsugane family. Shouldn't be tough with Hamura out of the picture.
Hey, I don't remember saying I was gonna help you.
By the way, Yagami-san, whatever happened to that guy from 3 years ago? Shinpei Okubo.
He's in the detention center. Been there since they gave him his death sentence.
Have you ever gone to see him, Yagami-san?
No. Why would I? Why do you ask anyway?
I don't know. I was wondering what he was like. The case got tons of news coverage, you know. I was also wondering what you thought about the case. Did you really think that he was innocent?
Oddly pointed line of questioning. Do we think this is Emmy's younger
But then
brother?
He walked. And killed his girlfriend. You defended him for that too, yeah?
I did. Okubo-san asked me after he murdered Emi-chan in cold blood.
Yeah.
Did you believe him then too?
He kept saying the same thing. How he could never have killed anyone. But I didn't believe him, no. Fighting for him in court made me sick to my stomach.
Do you think he deserves the death penalty?
That's enough of the questions, Sugiura.
Woof, my bad. Was that too far?
Nah.
If you say so.
Yagami-san? You're heading to the ADDC now, yes? I'm gonna grab a taxi for us. I'll wait for you over on Park Boulevard.
With the revelation that Hoshino-kun is a third-degree black belt, do you think we're going to see him just completely level someone? I'm betting yes at some
Don't
point.
get the wrong idea. I'm not one of your little buddies. Remember that.
Yeah, noted. We can be enemies later.
The ADDC, huh? This has got to be fate or something.
So here's my personal prediction, and this is very much just a blind guess. If you don't want to hear a blind guess for fear of potential spoilers, I'll give you a second to tune out. I think that the ADDC was testing an anti-dementia drug, and it failed and either failed or worked and caused a psychotic break in Okubo, and that's why he wound up murdering his girlfriend. That he actually was innocent of the original case, but maybe had some underlying psychological issues, went on the drug as sort of a test case, and it triggered that, and they covered up his involvement in the program or whatever as a
Over here,
mechanism to avoid
Yagami-san.
negative press.
I have a taxi for us.
Yes, I can see you. I was walking in your direction when you suddenly stopped me to yell. All right, we're on this way then. Oh, I can afford the 410 a lot more now than I could. Okay, ADDC. I never know how long the loads are going to be, so it's like I don't want to get launched into a new topic.
I've heard a bit about this place before. But the ADDC, isn't it just one part of a larger organization? If I recall correctly, they call it the Medical Institute. Is that accurate?
Yeah. They own every last inch of this campus.
It's incredible. Even with all these buildings, they're still getting budget to expand from that new drug. So? Is it the same as you remember?
Yeah.
Huh? Don't go too far ahead! Yagami-san!
What are you waiting on, Hoshino? Just come in with me. Patikin, thank you so much for the lurk. I hope you have a great evening, and thank you so much for the well wishes coming back in.
What are you all shaken up for? Calm down. Just stick with me and you'll be fine. Got that, Yagami?
Yagami-san! Try not to just ditch me, okay? Is something wrong?
It's just... After 3 years, it still looks the same.
Huh?
Almost like time itself has stopped.
Yagami-san.
Come on. Front desk's over there.
I can't imagine there's going to be a lot to be gained by just, like, wandering randomly around this space, so we're going to probably be pretty directed.
Do you have an appointment, sir?
I don't, sorry. My name is Hoshino, from the Genda Law Office. This is my partner, Yagami. We're here to talk about a murder that took place in Kamurocho yesterday.
A murder?
A coworker of ours named Shintani. He was the victim.
We have a record that he called this center before he was killed.
Huh?
We're hoping you can help us track down exactly who he spoke to.
I'm very sorry, sir, but I can't provide such private information.
Well, could I at least talk to Director Kido instead? He's an old friend of mine. Just let him know Yagami stopped by to say hello.
I don't think that'll be necessary. Look over there.
Gentlemen, I really don't know what else you want from me. I have nothing more to say. I've told the police all that I know.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about all this, Director. Problem is, my partner here won't give it a rest till he sees the scene of the crime. But I'm sure we'll be leaving soon.
That's not what we agreed upon. You know this isn't about how long it takes.
And what about Okubo? I take it he's still not fessed up.
No, not quite as of yet, sir. But we all saw where the body was. Exactly where he said it would be.
Quite true. Not much point in fighting this now. The Minister has made it clear that he wants it resolved soon as well. Just look at how much trouble one contractor has caused.
Sorry, which minister? I didn't know about this, sir.
The Health Minister. It's all his call how much funding we get.
Director, if I may, if you would just direct me to the scene of the crime, I could head over there myself. I'll be out of your hair in no time, I assure you.
I'd rather you didn't wander on your own. So instead, she can show you. Terasawa-kun, these gentlemen here are Shintani-sensei and,
Yagami.
It's a pleasure. I hope I can help you find what you need.
Well, with that, I'll be taking my leave.
Thank you again, Director. Apologies for all the trouble.
This way. I can show you how to get to Waku-san's room.
Who's Waku-san?
The guy who died in his room?
Oh, yeah. And you are... Terasawa-san, huh? Wow, you're young. And a looker to boot.
Can we keep this professional?
Huh?
Nice try, Shintani-sensei.
Yeah, I'm not sure Shintani does a lot of professional. Sorry about him.
Not the friendliest girl in town, huh?
We're not exactly welcome guests here.
After I busted my ass to pass the bar, I always figured I'd have my pick of the ladies.
Right this way, please. Straight ahead is the ADDC's general ward. Waku-san's room is on the 4th floor.
So we know that Yagami got Okubo off on his initial murder charges, but we don't know how, as far as I remember. It's never been sort of exposed what the nature of the defense was that he was able to get a not guilty verdict or an acquittal.
This was the room assigned to Waku-san.
What's down there?
That's the research wing, where they develop all our new drugs.
Oh.
You can't get in without a gold key card, though. Not even I have one.
Gold, huh?
I suppose because it's the heart of the center's operations.
Huh. Sounds like it's a whole nother world back there. Security like that must be a bitch. Come on, Yagami.
Before he died, Waku-san spent most of his time in here.
And when was he admitted?
2 years ago. With Alzheimer's.
Some kind of dementia, right?
Alzheimer's is a neurodegenerative disease that leads to dementia, yes. In fact, it's the cause of almost 70% of all dementia cases.
So, they're one and the same, kinda? Anyway, do what you gotta do, Yagami.
Do you think there was a secret cat hanging out? Oh, yes, there is. Oh, man, where am I going to find the secret cat? Oh, man. This is a lot of area to have to look. Let me just try sweeping around. I can hear it. I'm actually finding nothing at all so far. In terms of, like, the controller vibrating. So, one of the things that troubled me the most about being offline for several days is, ever since becoming an affiliate and having subscribers, I feel like there's a certain responsibility to, you know, provide the people what they are subscribing for, and to provide a steady, you know, flow of new streams and new content. And, you know, it's always, it means a lot that people choose to support the stream with their subscription dollars, and we want that to be honored, and, you know, for people to feel like they're getting what they have, what they expect. And to not be able to stream for the better part of a week definitely did not feel good. Nothing is vibrating in this entire room. Is this because this was before Yagami got the perk? It's 3 years ago, so he didn't have his smartphone to get updated? I got nothing so far. I can hear a secret cat. I can't see it. It sounds like it's coming from over here, but, like, it can't be at street level. It'd be way too small. Oh my gosh, hello to Drienne. I hope that you had a great week. So sorry that we weren't able to watch streams, but yes, we are repowered and back online. Yeah, I can hear the damn cat. It's over here.
Uh-huh.
What's that? That is not a cat. Okay. So even if I give up on looking for the cat, which I am not comfortable doing, I don't know what else we're trying to find.
Hey.
Masamichi Shintani, self-proclaimed king of the Genda Law Office, 40 years old, single, and looking. Hobbies include leering and being condescending. Yeah, that sounds like him.
Suspicious.
Terasawa-san, a nurse at the ADDC hospital, doesn't look too happy, probably because Shintani-sensei has been a creep since he laid eyes on her. Or maybe she's just always tense. Okay, so, one thing that we just learned is that the controller is not vibrating on things that we can examine, so we'll have to be a little bit more specific about it. I don't see anything in that basket. I can't back up any further. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to look at Drienne's clips after this.
Has
Apparently
anyone
there's a
else
good one.
slept here since Waku-san's death?
Nobody, no.
And Waku-san was missing from his room the morning of the incident, yes?
That's right.
So, he was murdered here, then carried out.
I can't say for sure, but it's likely.
Working on that assumption, how was his body carried outside? I should look a little closer. Investigate the window. I would love to investigate the window.
The window's sealed shut. There's no way Waku-san could have escaped through here.
Investigate the entrance. Well, so does anybody see a very, very small cat out this window? Oh, wait, I do see it. I do see it.
Hey.
Oh, look, a cat. Oh, it's not a suspicious cat. Cats 3 years ago were not nearly as suspicious as they are now.
Suspicious. All the rooms have windows like this, right? Seems like people would notice if something was going on in here.
Well, we only have so many employees in this ward. The halls stay fairly busy, but it's mostly dementia patients moving between appointments.
I see. I wonder how the room looks from the hallway.
You got all you need from here, yeah?
I think so.
Okay.
You can definitely see what's going on from out here. Shintani-sensei, can you lay on the bed for me?
I guess so. Care to join me, Terasawa-san? What
Womp
do you got
womp.
to lose? It was a joke.
So from this vantage point, you can't make out the person's face.
So, was this the colossal waste of time I knew it'd be?
Nope. I got something I'd only get from being here.
Does it matter? It's been days. Case is practically closed. Shinpei Okubo is guilty as hell.
Well, according to him, he's not.
Of course that's what he says. Consider the facts, though, man. You want to review the case?
Sure. Let's go over what we know so far.
Whatever you want. All right, here we go. Our victim was the patient staying in this room. Koichi Waku, male, age 66. At 8:30 a.m. on the morning of the crime, the nurses noticed he was missing from his bed. Given Waku's degenerative state, they assumed he was wandering around the hospital somewhere. But after being unable to track him down, hospital staff filed a missing persons report.
Right.
You know what a dementia patient's like, though. Hard to imagine they'd make it outside on their own. The only conclusion, then, was that somebody must have taken him out of the hospital. After inspecting all the cars that came in and out of the center, they were left with one possible suspect. A laundryman by the name of Shinpei Okubo. It didn't take much prodding for Okubo to confess burying Waku's body out in the mountains. And lo and behold, 3 months after Waku disappeared, the cops found his body rotting away right where Okubo said it'd be. Cause of death was most likely suffocation, but they still don't know for sure. Any objections to this so far, Yagami-sensei?
Actually, yeah. You're forgetting something.
And what's that?
Okubo-kun insists he didn't kill anyone. All he admits to is dumping the body.
You can't say for sure that the guy who dumped the body actually committed the murder. If I budge on that, I'd be admitting Okubo-kun did it before the trial even started.
Oh, sure. But come on, Yagami. Guy's got a history of assault, and it's on record. Roughed up his girlfriend. Accidentally broke her finger.
Right, but that was over 6 years ago. He was just a kid. Got drunk, made a huge mistake.
And what? It's okay for a kid to hit a woman?
Of course not. But that's not what he's on trial for.
True.
I don't condone what he did. But legally, committing one crime doesn't mean you're guilty of another.
Fine. But what about Okubo's shaky alibi? He said he left the center at 10 a.m. after grabbing the sheets from the general ward. Claimed Waku-san's corpse somehow got loaded into his truck. Who's gonna believe garbage like that?
If anyone should, it's his lawyers.
We're meeting with Okubo after this, right? You should just be honest with him. Tell him the case is unwinnable.
Are you two done here?
Yep. Can you show us the garage next? The one where Okubo-kun parked his truck. The service entrance, I think it was. That's the only other place we'll need to see today.
We'll need to take an elevator down there. Follow me.
This is an elaborate flashback. I thought it was just going to be a few quick, like, glimpses of Yagami back in his old suit, his old hairstyle, and all that, but no, we're basically retracing the steps that he did 3 years ago on his quest to get Okubo off. And again, I'm not yet seeing what the nature of the defense is. If the guy confessed to dumping the body and burying it, that itself has to be a crime. So even if he was originally charged with murder, the prosecution should have the opportunity to adjust the charges to what the man actually did and has confessed to. So I'm not sure how he was allowed to walk after this. There must have been some sort of, like, really severely extenuating circumstance, and it is difficult for me to envision what that would be. Then again, I am not a lawyer, so...
Hey, Yagami, you're never gonna last if you keep taking cases like this. Criminal suits are a constant test of your conviction, your sense of justice. They don't even pay that well.
Careful who you say that around.
Look, just chill out, okay? Take it from me. I've been around the block way longer than you have.
No wonder he was so bitter when Yagami won the case, considering how hard he is trying to dissuade Yagami from trying.
Looks like a regular old garage to me.
You'd make it out with no problem if you put a body into your truck down here. It's quiet.
It is.
Hey, Yagami, check this out. These are the carts they used to collect sheets and linens. Day of the crime, Okubo was all over the hospital with one of these things. It would have been simple for him to sneak a body in there and cart it right out.
Maybe so. Where was Okubo parked on the day of the incident?
Oh, the truck was parked here, with the back facing the elevator. Here's a recreation of it.
I see.
DNA evidence from the victim was found in the flatbed of the truck. That's proof enough that the body was there. And when they confronted Okubo, he flat out admitted it.
So what we got so far is that Okubo found a body in his car and buried it. Whether or not Okubo himself put it there, or it was put there by persons unknown, and Okubo panicked and decided to try to destroy the evidence so that he wouldn't get blamed, that is what is currently in question.
When was Waku-san last seen?
Just before 8 a.m. on the day of the crime.
Yeah, 7:50 to be precise. An ADDC scientist will be testifying to that. He claims he saw him nice and cozy in his bed.
I see. Can we talk to this witness?
I tried to get an appointment, but they shut me down. Said they don't want us interfering with their research anymore.
They're not willing to make an exception this once?
This isn't an issue you want to push, Yagami. Worst case scenario, you get charged with witness intimidation.
All right. Anyway, the victim was last seen at 7:50.
That's right. Breakfast is at 8 o'clock, so the patients who can walk on their own gather in the break room. But on the day of his disappearance, 8:30 came and went with no sign of Waku-san.
You thought you'd find him quickly. Didn't exactly turn out that way.
Right.
Got that, Yagami? Here, let's go over some more details.
Sure, let's hear what the great Shintani-sensei has to say.
What we know is, Waku was taken out of his room sometime between 7:50 when he was last seen, and 8:30 when everyone noticed he was gone. During that 40-minute span, somebody suffocated Waku and stuffed him into the laundry bin. Nobody suspected there was a body in the cart. And the only clear culprit was Okubo, the man in charge of the laundry. To further back this up, DNA evidence from Waku was found in Okubo's truck. And when the police questioned Okubo, he confessed to burying the body in the mountains of Okutama. 3 months after the crime, Waku's corpse was finally found. With me? This thing's airtight, Yagami. I know you're getting into this, but come on. Just give it up already. You don't have a chance.
Even though Okubo says he's innocent, I promised him we'd do everything we could.
Not my problem. You shouldn't make promises you can't keep.
Fine, then I'll do it alone. You don't have to be involved.
Even if I'm not, the loss will hurt Genda-sensei's reputation.
I'm sorry, but our client says he's innocent. I can't back down from this.
Fine. I'll be in the lobby.
I wonder if there's a version of the story where this was like chapter 1.
If you like, I could take you to see Waka-san's room again.
You don't mind? That would be great.
I think it probably works better as a flashback, but I can also see that this was probably... I can at least see that this might have been sort of woven in as the prologue chapter at some point. Okay, here I am again. Don't really see anything out of the ordinary, though. Well, let me look at the details real quick. So I do notice here that the DNA evidence was found in the truck, indicating that the body was in the truck. They have at no point mentioned the DNA evidence being found in a specific cart. In other words, somebody could have used some other mechanism or a different cart that Okubo was not using to get the body into the back of the truck, covered up with sheets. Then Okubo discovers the body at a later time and panics and decides to bury it. Just a thought. Okay. A panoramic view of the hospital room where an elderly patient named Waku had stayed for 2 years. However, he suddenly disappeared from the hospital and was found buried in the mountains of Okumo 3 days later. The window doesn't open, so no one could have gone through it. It can be deduced that the only way in and out of the room was through the hallway door. A view of Waku's room, his bed pillow is located on the left side of the mattress, so you cannot see the pillow. Waku, an elderly ADDC patient, was diagnosed with major neurocognitive disorder after suffering through worsening stages of Alzheimer's disease. As such, he'd been hospitalized for 2 years. His body had already begun decomposing by the time it was found in the mountains of Okutama. Therefore, it can be assumed that he died during or immediately after the moment he went missing. 3 months, that's... Okay, that seems like a big assumption, but further details regarding the cause of death remain unknown, but the victim is believed to have died from suffocation. Yeah, see, the laundry cart is large enough to hide a person inside, but it's not the only thing that could be used. Okay, and that's just the information that we know about the DNA. Hold on, before we talk with her, let me examine the bed again.
Waka-san was here until the morning of the incident. Then he just up and disappeared.
Okay, true, and we still can't get through the door.
Window's sealed shut. There's no way Waka-san could have escaped through here.
We'll probably chat with, Kawakari, or whatever her name is? Terasawa.
Are you finished?
Not yet. Just a little longer.
Let's see, this is 3 years ago. Well, let's examine the window.
I wonder how well you can see in here from the hallway.
No, we already did that, Yagami. Let's see. Is there anything else? So I can go into third person, but it's not the same as investigation mode. Talk with Terasawa is what it's saying. That's the next task. All right.
Are you finished?
I've investigated enough.
Yeah, I've seen what I need. Anything else you can share?
How long will Okubo-san's sentence be?
Huh?
If he's found guilty, that is.
Probably 10 years, maybe more. It's hard to say for sure.
And what if he confesses? Would they shorten his sentence?
Well, at the very least, it'd make a better impression than insisting he didn't do it.
But you're still going to push an innocent plea? Even though Okubo-san is the one who'll suffer for it?
If he's really not guilty, he won't have to. I'll win. But to be perfectly honest, this is my first criminal case.
What?
Civil cases have been a mixed bag for me, too. I've actually lost more than I've won.
Is that so?
Apparently, a smart lawyer would never even consider an innocent plea in this case. Guess it's a good thing that I'm not so smart then, because I honestly believe I can win. Terasawa-san, were you close to Okubo-kun?
I spoke to him pretty often, yes. I would see him around the ward all the time.
And what did you think of him? Did he seem like the kind of guy who'd do something like this?
I'm sorry. The director told us not to say too much.
Wait! If you know anything that can help, just get in touch, okay? I'll do whatever it takes to set Okubo-kun free. But I can't do it alone. Just give it some thought, Terasawa-san.
It doesn't always work, but I am engaged by knowing the end of this, and
Just now, we went to the ADDC. Thought I should have a look at things with my own eyes.
And how did it go?
There's no chance you walk. You're practically a lost cause.
Hey,
Yagami-sensei, is that what you think?
it's like this, Okubo. You tell me you're innocent, and I'll fight to the end. I really have nothing to lose by helping you out.
It's just like I told you. Whoever did it is framing me.
On the day of the crime, you were in the general ward at the ADDC, yes? Starting at 8 a.m., you went around to each room and gathered the linens.
Yes. Nobody would dispute that.
And after that, you covered Waku-san's nose and mouth, suffocated him, and then carted him out in the laundry bin.
That's not true. Waku-san wasn't there when I went into his room. I didn't see him at all that day. You have to believe me.
And I do. So when you went down to leave the center at 10 a.m. after gathering the linens, you realized there was a body hidden in the truck.
Yes. That's what happened.
Then, after debating whether or not to report the body, you chose to hide it in the mountains.
that's going to be a huge hurdle to climb in this trial.
I had a criminal assault on my record. I knew the police would have suspected me if I went to them.
Aren't you forgetting the bad blood you had with Waku-san?
Huh? Bad blood? What are you talking about?
3 days before the murder, Waku-san claimed Okubo-kun here punched him and stole his wallet. They told me all about it at the center.
When did you even ask?
While you were busy chatting up Terasawa-chan. Even if I bitch about it, I'm still damn good at my job.
Well, Okubo-kun, did you take his wallet, or...?
Not quite. They call it delusion of theft. It's a symptom of dementia. You think something's been stolen from you, then blame the first person you see. Not the easiest thing to deal with, right? Someone accuses you of theft for no reason? Must have been a shock. So when Waku-san tried to hit you, you just about hit him back.
But I didn't hit him.
No. You murdered him.
I wouldn't kill a man over something like that.
Ah, I wish I could believe you, pal. Come on, Okubo-kun. You got a record of violence.
It wasn't me. I swear. Somebody set me up. Please, you have to believe me. Whoever did this is laughing at all of us right now.
Calm down.
Yagami-sensei, do you believe me?
I do.
Okay. Then next time, come alone.
Fine. I can take a hint. You and Yagami-sensei can cuddle up all you want.
Hey, you know that nurse, Terasawa-san? Cute girl. Sounded like she was worried about you. Bet you'd have a chance with her once you get out of here.
I don't know. If you'll excuse me.
Do we think that Terasawa-san's given name is Emmy? I don't remember the flashback, the little close-up of Okubo's girlfriend quite enough, but it does feel like she might be Emmy.
So Shintani just left you hanging, huh? He's gotta learn some damn patience.
Maybe so. But this is my case now. I can handle it myself.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, do we get to talk to Sari-san? From 3 years ago?
Yagami-san.
Hmm?
Have you seen Mafia lately?
Where's this coming from?
She's just not that great with men. I suggest you be more assertive.
Right. Okay.
You mean that friend of yours, Sari-kun? She's got Shintani all riled up. Said he'd have been nicer to you if he knew you had friends who looked like her. Jackass.
Hey, nothing's official yet, guys. Regardless, keep it on the down low, okay?
Yet? That word says more than you think.
I like Sari a lot. Oh, I would have talked to her if I'd known. I didn't realize that talking to Gendo was...
Mafia-kun's a prosecutor, right? Isn't it kind of taboo for her to date a defense attorney?
Can we not do this?
Either way, guess the Okubo case comes first. Pleading innocent, yeah?
That's the plan.
What is your plan here? This isn't gonna be an easy win.
Well, I'm working on that. There's one piece of evidence that still bothers me.
Yeah? And what's that?
What should I focus on if I want to prove Okubo innocent? Also, Mia's saying it was Philip, I remember correctly. Is that a reference? I'm not sure. Okay, so if I want him found innocent, I think the fact that you can't see his head or face from the door is relevant. Then again, the fact that the DNA was only found in the truck and not in a specific card is relevant. Actually, this is the one I was thinking of. I feel like this is the evidence I'm going to turn in. Yeah. Can't see his head.
Take a look at this. It's the hospital room the victim was staying in. This is the last place Waku-san was seen before he disappeared. At the time, the witness would have seen Waku-san from this angle through the window in the door. But the cabinet here would have been blocking his face.
Uh-huh.
In other words, there's room to argue that the witness never actually saw Waku-san to begin with. It might have just looked like there was somebody in there. Or maybe the killer set it up to look that way.
And how would that impact the trial?
Well, the premise that the victim was still alive at 8 o'clock would no longer be on the table. Meaning, the crime could have occurred during a much wider time range. With that in mind, we could claim there's no proof that Okubo took Waku-san out of the room.
Right. Not bad.
What the hell's your problem?
Was that Shintani?
I think so.
Get back here!
What? Oh no!
That bastard. Oh, was eavesdropping on you.
What the hell?
I tried to stop him, but he pulled a stun gun on me.
Hey! Wait up!
Oh, go.
Hold up!
Do you think he can run as well in his slippery office shoes? Hard soles, constrictive suit pants.
You won't get away!
No, Yagami, just keep going.
Hold up!
So, Mysterious Person is clearly a woman, by the way, based on both the build and... I feel like there's some other giveaways with the way that... Whoa! The person was moving their arms as they ran. It felt very, communicative of a woman. The question is why, and do we think this is Terasawa? She's the only woman that we know of who might have a stake in this case right now. I don't think it's Mafuyu, because she would have no reason to eavesdrop.
A woman?
Help! Someone help me!
Aren't you Terasawa-san?
Let me go!
We got a groper out here? Scum of the earth! Not on my watch, you son of a bitch!
Actually, they're more of street vigilantes in this case, aren't they, Yagami?
You done already?
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have access to any of his moves. It's a nice touch, the fact that he doesn't have his combat upgrades at this point. Yeah, he can't do the leapfrog. Oh boy, get up, Yagami.
Can all lawyers fight like that?
Geez, Yagami was all business back in the day.
Did you really need to run away like that? I assume you came to see me.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about, yes. But I wasn't sure if I should. Then that pig-headed friend of yours started shouting, so I just lost it.
Okay, but did you have to tase him? Not that he didn't have it coming. Anyway, I'm listening if you want to talk. No matter what it is, I'll keep your secret. Anything you tell me will fall under client attorney privilege.
Well, you know the witness who last saw Waku-san? Said he saw him sleeping in his bed.
Uh-huh.
Well, that witness is a man by the name of Shono-san. He's one of the scientists at the ADDC. Not only that, but he's the director's right-hand man, too.
This is him?
Pretty much your run-of-the-mill researcher.
Yes. He's a very dedicated doctor, so the nurses have a lot of faith in him. But something felt off when I heard what he had to say about the incident.
And what's that?
I guess I'm just skeptical as to whether or not he actually saw Waku-san. I don't think he's intentionally deceiving us, but he may be mistaken somehow. And if I had to guess, I'd say the other nurses feel the same.
Still, why hasn't anyone mentioned this until now?
How could we? Nurses talking about a doctor behind his back? That's not something a nurse could do without consequences. And if it came to a courtroom testimony...
None of you would testify?
Maybe the other nurses wouldn't, but I would. I never really fit in over there anyway. Besides...
Yeah?
I think Okubo-san is innocent.
Oh, really? Sounds like I've finally got an ally on my team.
I do notice that Mari is there in the bar 3 years ago. Boy, this is... Look at this flashback. It's everything.
I'm currently employed as a researcher at the Advanced Drug Development Center. Part of our research consists of clinical tests we perform on patients in the general ward of the center. On the day of the crime, I was making my usual rounds through the ward.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50?
You're sure?
Yes, the patients eat breakfast at precisely 8 o'clock. I always head to the break room myself, right around then, too.
This break room, to be precise?
That's correct. Our more mobile patients walk there for breakfast instead of eating in their own rooms. Then, while the nurses help the patients eat, I ask about how they feel and how the medicine is treating them.
And on the day of Waku-san's disappearance, you passed by his room before going to the break room?
Yes.
And in that room, you saw Waku-san lying on the bed?
Yes.
Can you describe the situation to us as you remember it?
The door has a window, so you can see into the room from the hallway.
And this is the room you're referring to, yes?
That's correct. From where I was standing in the hallway, I could see Waku-san lying in bed. He was asleep, with a blanket covering most of his body.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50.
No further questions.
Yagami-sensei, why did you call her to the stand?
She actually asked to testify. Is that a problem?
Not really, no.
Here's my chance for a comeback.
Terasawa-san, you were present for Shono-san's testimony just now, yes?
Yes.
And what is your opinion on that testimony?
For a scientist, I felt his wording was rather imprecise. And as a medical professional, I felt his actions were negligent.
Could I ask you to be a little more specific?
Our witness, Shono-san, claims he saw Waku-san sleeping in his bed during his morning rounds. However, there's no way he could have known that just by looking in from the hallway.
I have evidence supporting Terasawa-san's testimony.
Shono shouldn't have been able to see Waku. I have evidence to prove that. Yes, it is right here.
Please look at this. It's a photograph of the victim's room as viewed from the hallway. In other words, this is what Shono-san would have seen when he checked in on Waku-san.
And this evidence points to this fact. No. Shono's testimony is a lie. Well, it's not really a lie, it's just incomplete. He may think that he saw him, but there's no way for him to know that.
Shono-san was lying when he said he saw Waku-san in the bed.
Excuse me?
What he saw from the door was likely nothing more than a bulge of sheets. He couldn't have been able to identify it specifically as Waku-san. So to claim as much in his testimony seems like quite an exaggeration, don't you think?
But common sense would dictate otherwise, would it not? Who would be in the bed other than Waku-san?
The staff nurses are trained to always enter a room when checking in on a patient. In Waku-san's case, it's impossible to tell anything just by looking in from the hallway. There was actually one time a while back where we thought he was under the covers, only to find Waku-san eating in the break room a second later. And upon re-examining the room, we realized that we had mistaken a bunched-up pillow for Waku-san.
The witness makes an important distinction. The prosecution asserts that Shono-san's testimony is clear, that the victim was taken out of his room at some point between 7:50 and 8:30 in the morning. They claim that because of this time frame, the defendant must have smuggled Waku-san's body out in his laundry bin.
That's why Okubo-kun was assumed to be the only person who could have killed Waku-san.
But if Shono-san's testimony is invalid, as the defense asserts, we have to consider the possibility that Waku-san was taken in the middle of the night when nobody else was around. After which, the killer could have waited until the morning to plant the body in the defendant's truck. In other words, the defense establishes that there is reasonable doubt that Okubo-san is the killer, rendering the prosecution's central argument unsound. Your Honor, taking this new testimony into account, I'd like to call Shono-san back to the stand for cross-examination. Shono-san.
Yes?
Let's see how Shono responds with that evidence and Terasawa-san's testimony out in the open.
I'll get right to the point. On the day of the crime, what did you see when you looked into Waku-san's room?
I saw Waku-san asleep in his bed, I think.
And did you get a clear look at his face?
I don't remember.
So it's possible that it could have been someone other than Waku-san in that bed. Or maybe even a pillow that you mistook to be Waku-san's body. Isn't that right?
Objection! The defense is leading the witness.
Sustained. Please rephrase the question.
Shono-san, can you say without a doubt that Waku-san was in that bed when you checked on him?
I don't think I can, no.
Then the defense rests. But I do have a quick remark for the prosecution.
Huh?
The prosecution's argument is falling apart, now to go in for the kill.
The charges against my client stem from your assertion that he's the only possible suspect, assuming the crime took place within the stated time frame. However, the defense has proven without a doubt that Shono-san's testimony is unreliable, establishing reasonable doubt for my client. I would suggest then that you withdraw the charges against my client. With such inconclusive evidence, you'll only be wasting the court's precious time.
The prosecution does not consider the witness's testimony inconclusive. His memory of the incident may be fuzzy, yes, but that doesn't change that he saw the victim.
So, your whole case is based on a fuzzy memory? This promising young man's future is at stake, and you're willing to throw that away on unreliable testimony?
Dr. Shono is a bright and diligent researcher. After watching his own grandmother develop dementia, he vowed to create a drug that could cure the disease. After paying his own way through medical school, he went on to become the head researcher at the ADDC. Day after day, Dr. Shono visits his sick patients out of the kindness of his heart, leading to his valiant testimony here today. If you want to know whether I trust this man, then my answer is a resounding yes.
In other words, because he's such a great researcher, his testimony is infallible. His own admission that he's not sure is somehow overlooked? Is that the sum of it? Because from here, it sounds like you're putting your faith in Shono-san's title, not his testimony today.
The prosecution is not as easily swayed as you think. And you want to talk reputation? What of your client's history of domestic abuse?
Uh-oh, he's gonna bring up Okubo's record.
6 years ago, the defendant broke his girlfriend's finger. The poor girl is still suffering from the effects. And the cause? A minor, drunken disagreement. Now, fast forward to what occurred a few days prior to the crime. Waku-san, suspecting the defendant of stealing his wallet, lashed out and punched the defendant in the face. Given the clearly violent nature of Okubo-san here, that alone would be motivation enough to murder the poor old...
Is something wrong, ma'am? Please remain seated while court is in session. Terasawa-san?
Okubo-san is not a violent person. And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
My court will not stand for this commotion.
He didn't blame Waku-san at all. He knew that the outburst was just caused by his dementia. That it was all the sickness's fault. So there was no reason for him to resort to murder.
Terasawa-san, please.
Okubo-san really is an incredible, caring person.
Please leave this courtroom at once.
You're right that he may be hard to approach, but he's a kind soul, and he always keeps his promises. Okubo-san's not the only person in this courtroom who would be affected by a guilty verdict, either. As a matter of fact, it would break my heart. And even through it all, he wanted me to keep this a secret, not to tell anyone, not even his lawyer, that we were dating. Even though he knew he could have ended up in prison, making sure I was safe was the only thing in the world he cared about. That's just who he is! But when the prosecution has already decided he's a criminal, how could he possibly be given a fair trial?
Her little outburst wasn't technically admissible, but as the trial dragged on, it hung over the jury like a stone. And in the end, Shinpei Okubo was found not guilty. But only a month after his release, everything changed. The same girl who had so bravely proclaimed Okubo's innocence died by the man's own hand.
Entire flashback took place during this approach.
Hi.
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing, Vice Minister.
But...
I haven't seen you in about 3 years, Kido-san. I see you're still the director.
You look familiar, but I can't quite place the name. I seem to recall you looking sharper.
I'm a detective based in Kamurocho now. The name's Yagami.
Ah, I remember now. You're the reason Terasawa-kun's no longer with us. Remember, Shono?
Okubo-san was unstoppable. If only my testimony had been better.
Shono-san, right?
Does it matter? What brings you here anyway?
I'm investigating a murder, and I'll need your cooperation with it. Just like old times.
Yes, I see. Yes. Thank you. It does seem we received a phone call from this Shintani-san you speak of.
Do you know who he was calling?
Dr. Shono.
The same Shono-san you were just with?
Why would Shintani call Shono?
Yes, however, it's unclear as to what the point of the call was meant to be. Shono was away from his desk at the time, you see, and Shintani-san didn't leave a message.
You have no idea what he wanted to talk about?
None. Shono says he doesn't know a Shintani-san, and sees no reason why he would be calling.
Oh, really?
Look, Shono and I co-authored the research paper on AD9. We're quite well known, as it turns out. Sometimes, complete strangers pretend to be close friends or relatives in order to contact us. Perhaps Shintani-san fell into that category.
Have you heard of the mole murders taking place in Kamurocho, Dr. Kido? 3 Yakuza, each one with their eyes gouged out. It's a grisly business. Shintani was killed in the same way.
I've seen the news.
Can you think of anything tying the ADDC to those murders?
Huh? Look, just what are you implying? Look, I believe we're done here. There's nothing I can help you with.
Please stop! You can't!
Who are you?
Detective Kuroiwa, Kamuro Police, Organized Crime. One of your guests here has information related to the case I'm currently investigating. That would be you, Yagami. I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
Okay. I guess that's the end of episode 5. Man, when this game decides to go hard into story, it goes all the way. I would say that this episode of our Twitch streaming series was maybe at least a third cutscenes. So what's going to happen when I save this is that it's then going to go to a previously on, and we very much like to kick off the next episode with that. So we are going to call it here. Again, I want to sincerely thank everybody who reached out or said something kind during Twitter. Thank you to twitch.tv/morethanamiya for letting people know that we were without electricity for several days, and everybody who took a few moments to sort of send well wishes. Again, once we became affiliate and people had the freedom to start subscribing, I wanted to make sure that we continue to put up a steady stream of the content that they are subscribing to. It feels like it's only fair, and to be offline for 5 days. Look, if I ever get sick or something like that, we would usually want to make sure that people are aware of that. But here, so many mechanisms to communicate were simply cut off, with the cell phone service being offline and everything else. So I apologize to everyone, all of our viewers, and also our subscribers for that. Hopefully we will be able to make it up with some more fun streams tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Sunday, when we will be looking forward to the continuation of Division Force at twitch.tv/TashirGames. Missed today's episode, so I am very much looking forward to that. And then later on tomorrow, there will be twitch.tv/morethanamiya, where I believe she is continuing to play Graveyard Keeper. I did not realize that the week before last she actually finished the main story, but has now returned to investigate some of the expansion pack content in the Stranger Sins DLC. So I believe that is still on tap for Slow and Steady Sundays, followed by Mia's Game Night on Tuesday, and then what will be episode 2 of The Walking Dead in the Telltale's The Walking Dead on Wednesday. And if that sounds familiar, it's because she was also without power and therefore unable to stream episode 2 of The Walking Dead last week. I am struggling to remember who we have and have not yet done a targeted shout out. So since I don't remember specifically, let's turn to somebody who I know that we haven't, which is twitch.tv/Mr. Binky. Mr. Binky is one half of the Divided by Werewolves podcasting team. He and Mr. Bones do a bi-weekly podcast where they talk about the games that they've been playing, the television shows they've been watching, the movies they've been watching, music they've been listening to, and any number of other topics. So if you're looking for a fantastic podcast to listen to on a commute, or when you are engaged with other things to sort of keep your mind on something fun, I hope that you will check that out. You can find that by doing a Google search for the Divided by Werewolves podcast. In addition to that, he streams here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Binky, where he is playing, I think it's his second or maybe third game in a row that I cannot watch. He is playing Ghost of Tsushima, as is twitch.tv/Patikin, unless that was quietly finished during the 5 days that we were offline. So if you are interested in some more Shadow of Tsushima, I hope that you will check that out. Usually on Sundays, he does a secret Sunday morning stream. Most of his streams take place at 7 p.m. Eastern, that's 4 p.m. Pacific, at twitch.tv/Mr. Binky. But on Sundays, he does a special early morning stream. So if you are up early and in the mood for some samurai action, I hope you will check him out. As always, I hope you will also check out twitch.tv/Patikin, Tashir Games at TASHERRE Games, Azarick at AZARICK, He Who Dies, HEWHODIES. If I didn't already say Patiken, it's PETIEKEN, Sanka UK, Toxic with 2 Ks, Papalatko at PUPAL. Sorry. I can't do it without the ditty. It's PAPULATKO. It's the only way I can successfully spell that. And of course, twitch.tv/JVMcMaster. But where would we be if we did not only shout out, but also wish a very, very happy birthday to Div? Twitch.tv/TheSunnyPanda. We were offline during the big event, and I need to reach out to him on Twitter to say happy birthday. Even if it's belated, it is heartfelt. He is the leader of Panda's Beach Babes and brought us in on the team, and it is such a wonderful crew of people. I feel honored every day that we are allowed to stream under his banner, and a very, very happy birthday to him. With that, we're going to call it and find somebody fun to raid, save it up, and we will join you hopefully tomorrow for the beginning of episode 6 of Judgment. And until next time, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night. Oh, sorry, a quick shout out for Drienne Levode. Sorry, there's so many people, and I always forget somebody I care about, like Haseyo Ryu, or Diesel Jones, or Drienne, DRIEN_LAVODE. Big shout out for Drienne as well. Was doing some Human Fall Flat, I believe, earlier. I did not get to see it, but very much look forward to watching the video on demand. Anyway, we're going to go find somebody fun to stream, and we will see you again tomorrow. Until next time, thank you so much, and thank you for bearing with me through the long cutscenes, but huge story developments here in Judgment. And until next time, I hope you have a great night.